My name is Tieli, and I am a recovering overachiever. I've been addicted to degrees, certificates, and honors all my life, and now I'm living one day at a time. My mother was diagnosed with incurable multiple myeloma. She died pretty young at age 51, and that influenced me into becoming an oncologist for the wrong reasons. After that, my 20s became a landslide of achievement. Top of my class in medical school, specialty, double specialty on hematology oncology, an additional master's at Northwestern, three board certifications. I did all this while having babies. I have four children, and the last time twins. Because, I joke, I'm such an overachiever that it wasn't hard enough to have babies as a doctor. I was popping them out two at a time. That was my 20s until in my 30s, I got what I call the first F of my life, a divorce. I come from a very conservative Catholic family. Divorce was not an option. And after my mother had died, I thought to honor her memory, I had to save my marriage, no matter how miserable I was. At the same time, the medical group I was working for was collapsing, but still holding me captive by a non compete. For me to quit that painful job, I had to be dependent on the husband I was trying to leave. If I divorced the husband, I was on my own, I would be trapped in my job. At the same time this was happening, my daughter was diagnosed with severe health issues. Seizure disorder, a feeding tube, developmental delays, a diagnosis of autism. So at that moment that I call touching bottom in my life, I went to therapy, coaching. I became addicted to self-help books. That's how my interest in personal development and growth was born. By working on my inner growth, the barriers started disappearing. I was able to amicably get away from my non compete and leave my old job and start what at the time was my dream job, where I quickly became a partner. And also, I was able to amicably work a divorce agreement with my ex. Later on, even if I had zero dating experience, I went into the dating world, divorced mother of four, found the love of my life, and that's my husband, David, with whom I've been now for 12 years. In my medical training, I had learned that we were supposed to suffer because that's what proved that we were strong. And that success was my first hint of, maybe it's not true. Maybe I can ask for more. Enter, fast forward to my second bottom touching moment, I was diagnosed with cancer. You may remember that I mentioned that I ended up becoming an oncologist because my mother was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. I had never had a chance to process that grief. About 10 years into practice, I started wondering, do I want to spend the rest of my life working on pain and suffering? All that cognitive dissonance that I had repressed came to the surface at once when I had to be a cancer patient, go through chemo, lose my hair, go through radiation, confront the coldness of other physicians taking care of me. That was the last push. And it didn't happen immediately. I had to finish my treatment first, but eventually I followed the exact same script or sequence of steps I followed for my first touching bottom when I had to let go of my former toxic marriage. And that led me to enough clarity to take the risk. I presented my resignation at my oncology job. I took a sabbatical. I trained myself to become a life coach, and I loved it. Now I'm making a living doing something I love that is in alignment with my values of love and joy, and that helps me spread happiness in the world. As physicians, we are not allowed to make mistakes and change directions, because if we make a mistake, that means we kill the patient. But life is not like that. We need to give ourselves permission to get messy, to get dirty, to make mistakes, to start again. And every day can be a new beginning, a new incarnation. If I only had a short time to live, and that's the case all the time, no matter if we die at age 45 or we die at age 95, if I had a limited time to live, I wanted to make sure it was doing what I loved.